Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up and we'll be getting underway very soon. So it's down to business here.
Well, this 4-4-2 formation is often used in the modern era defensively, but it used to be the gold standard of formations a generation or so ago, Peter, and it does allow the fullbacks to play a key role in attack.
Yeah, they offer most of the width, don't they?
Exactly. You want them to be high up the pitch so they can get themselves into the final third whenever possible. This will, of course, ask an awful lot of the centre halves and the central midfielders, who need to drop into position and cover the spaces.
We're talking a genuinely stylish player here in Frank Rijkaard. You're not arguing with that, Jim, are you? It's Salah! Goal! Victoria! Oh, beautifully dispatched. There was no reaching that.
Just way too good, Peter. The keeper was never going to stop it.
So, a breakthrough already. Great vision. He came in hard, very hard. Mohamed Salah unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Shevchenko. Quick look, that climbs up big! Oh, not this time, but a lot of applause for the thought.
Yeah, it's very well timed. A delivery like that with the right amount of pace and whip can be a nightmare to defend against.
Cannavaro. Probing pass. That has been cut short. That's an imaginative pass. Oh, perfectly measured that. And the finish! Goal! A game of thrills, all square in the blinking of an eye.
Well, if ever you want to see a lesson in responding to a deficit, that's it. Their heads didn't drop, and now their chins are up.
Was there ever any doubt?
Yeah, he always had the measure of the keeper, and there was very little doubt as to how this was going to end up. Well, there's resilience for you, Peter. As a side, they never lost focus despite the setback, and this is thoroughly merited for me. Now they can go on better, possibly.
Delivers with whip, and the keeper beats it away. Vitinha. Rummenigge has an approach to the game which is pretty much shoot on sight. Out towards the flank. Tries to play it through. Flings in across. Up he goes! He's got a goal! And the game is well and truly turned on its head. A really thumping header. Absolutely crashes it in.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball. Made a classic move and met it perfectly.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for.
Well, they've done the hard part now, Peter. Can they cling on, or even better, can they get another?
Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
He made it look a bit predictable.
Azar. Well, good play on the left-hand side here.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
Rijkaard. Now Hoeneß. Vitinha is the team's great visionary. Rummenigge. Great ball. Oh, shooting chance! A decent effort as the first half draws to a close. That was a very watchable and entertaining half of football. And it's fair to say that both teams have played their part. The midway point of the game.
Well, Peter, I'm just thinking of the best way to describe that. Frantic, frenzied. It was unmissable and it was irresistible. Forget about the analysis on this one, just enjoy it.
And we're off again.
Victoria can really do with some bigger names standing up here. At times they didn't even look as if they knew what they were doing.
Rummenigge. Cross into the box. He's cut it out. Looking for a runner. Chips it through. And he's managed to get free. Bell! It's a goal! And look what it means to them. This is a position of genuine strength now. Well, how's that for a class finish?
Ah, that's just clever. He made the keeper think he was going one way, only to outfox him by going the other. Very nice.
So the lead now is 2.
That has the feeling of a breath of fresh air, Peter, and now they can fill their lungs and just blow them away.
And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Hazard. Rijkaard did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Vitinha gets into a good position. Oh, what a climb! It's in! One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical. Well, what a difference a goal makes. Now all of a sudden it seems the belief is back.
He's found a way through. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest.
Right here, right now, it's not looking favourable. They're chasing the ball and the game.
Cafu. Shevchenko looks to get on the end of this. He's in a great position here.
Victoria really are showing all the necessary urgency, but it's potency they need.
Pumas are looking to play on the counter here, aren't they?
Well, I think it's pretty clear they've changed their shape, certainly when defending at least, because they've got to be ready to hit them hard on the counter-attack, and that seems to be the plan.
And this is Mohamed Salah.
I thought it was going to happen then. How many more chances can they realistically expect now?
That's been cut out, well played. Danger averted for now. And the through ball. And there goes the final whistle. Victoria played more than a part in what has been a very exciting game. A game that began so promisingly from their perspective, but they are leaving here feeling Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. When he started here. Jim, you've played in games of this nature. Who can make the difference?
Yeah, Thibaut Courtois. He's a huge presence between the sticks, and that's not just because he's 6'6", Peter. He's got great reflexes, wonderful positioning, and he's a strong defensive leader. I think opposition defences will also need to watch out for his long throws. They're quick, they're accurate, and a source of many a good counter-attack.
He would be the obvious choice, wouldn't he? He certainly has all the right qualities. Mateus, looking for the run. Well read, and the danger is averted. Vitinha, Hernes, and it's Salah. Tries to play it through. Now this could be... Rummenigge! Goal! Victoria! One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
Victoria have penetrated for the first time.
Well, I'd remind those players, Peter, that concentration will be key for a while now, as you don't want to hand the momentum straight back to your opposition.
Dealt with nicely by the defence. That has not gone well. Vitinha is always looking to break lines, and he's worked it through. Face to face with... and he shoots! He has done it! And they're at it again, in double quick time!
Yeah, and he did well not to stray offside there as well, Peter. He just seemed to instinctively know when the ball was going to be delivered, and he got it right.
Victoria are now luxuriating in a two-goal. Oh, he's had a shot! Brilliant! Sumptuous finish, an absolute joy! Again, in a trice, and they are soaring! And that is stunning, just too hot to handle.
I think he's even surprised himself, Peter, in how well he caught that.
And he's done it again, he's got his second. And the shot! Loose ball now, and there's a change. Oh, he's been caught on it here! Rijkaard. Victoria have scored 2 quick goals here. Now it's Mohamed Salah. And this is Mohamed Salah, and he's got the beating of his man. Engages and forces him off the ball. Mohamed Salah had a really good go at breaking through, but ultimately he was just about kept out.
Oh, I was on the edge of my seat then. He just took on one too many.
Half-time coming up, and little doubt as to which of the two sides is the happier. He's having a go! And that's off target.
Well, if they hope to have any chance of turning this round, they have to abandon their shoot-on-sight policy. It's just not working.
And it's Iniesta.
That's good play from him.
2 minutes has been indicated.
Oh, extraordinary.
I thought it was a really good break. No shortage of pace nor intensity. Exactly what's required when on the counter-attack.
And that's another good win of the ball. And the whistle goes for half-time. Well, that was as one-sided as it gets. Only one side have shown up here, and they're just tearing it up at will.
Well, they're in a great position, Peter, so why stop now? I would say keep going, keep at it. They've done everything right so far, so they'll want to keep things that way.
Victoria, 3 goals to the good after a really excellent first half that's been intriguing to watch. Plenty of highlights to show you during the break. It's Salah! Just cruising! They are cruising! It is no contest. It is a landslide. It is a good finish. The odds were against him. Little matter.
Mohamed Salah demonstrated great strength there. I mean, he really had to hold his man off and just create enough room for him to be able to get the shot away. And I think it's just top play.
Victoria are having a ball here. Not the most convincing of passes. Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
It's a pretty loose pass.
Incentive set and incentive met. Now they've got to take it on another level.
Manchester United are looking to play on the counter here, aren't they?
Well, I think it's pretty clear they've changed their shape, certainly when defending at least, because they've got to be ready to hit them hard on the counter-attack, and that seems to be the plan.
Vitinha, he's looking wide. He's having a shot! Oh, that's horribly mistimed, and it's given. Penalty. So a big chance now from 12 yards. And he is going into that little black book.
Well, I think the alternative was to stand there and do nothing while he tried to score, and obviously he's not going to allow that, Peter, is he?
Oh, brilliant stop from Courtois!
Oh, what a cracking save from the keeper. That may turn out to be psychologically pivotal.
Howson kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Ernest, whose purpose now is to complete a hat-trick. That's been slipped through. He goes for a shot! It's a goal! It hurts, does it not? Oh, how reality hurts.
I can see some heads dropping here now, Peter. I see things getting even worse out there if they're not careful.
It's become a case of men against boys. Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. Ernest. And there's the shot! Oh, what has happened here? It's crossed into the middle. Easy enough for the goalkeeper.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
Ernest. Victoria couldn't do a whole lot with it there. They could do with more sharpness in their passing. Mateus. Some resolute defending there. Ernest looking to pass their way through. Van Belten. And there's his chance to lead the counter. Here's a man who his teammates can look to in all times. And it's Salah. Stood up well to him there. Fiore. Plays a sharp little ball here. Pepe.
2 added minutes has been indicated.
Ernest. Vitinha. Confirmation that there will be 2 minutes stoppage time. And he's surging through. Added time is up. And there goes the whistle. Victoria really have hit the heights. A tour de force that has left their opponents reeling. And that is what tends to happen when they do their thing.
Hello attendees,
Rummenigge
this is
taking in the accolades, having been named man of the match, and deservedly so.
During the match at all times.
So, Jim, how do you reflect on what we've seen?
Victoria definitely impressed.
Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. Well, as you can see, we've already started here. Well, there are plenty who consider Marco van Basten to be the very epitome of excellence, and it's hard to argue with that, Jim, isn't it?
Certainly is. Everything he did was pretty much perfect. His positioning, his movement with and without the ball, the ability to receive it and turn away from defenders. And don't get me started about his finishing.
For sure, a name to strike fear into the hearts of goalkeepers everywhere. Cross from Robert. Big header! It's run loose. Who's going to get there? Tries to get it clear. It's a good-looking delivery. Zanetti gets it away. Gerrard! Just off target.
Well, even for him, that may have been a touch ambitious.
And it's Vitinha. Van Basten. Now it's Yamal. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Victoria still without a single shot on target. Marquinhos. Nicely weighted ball. Dani Olmo can so cleverly bypass the press. And it's Van Basten. Yamal. Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. He's having a go! Brilliant from Dani Olmo! About as smooth as it gets. The breakthrough strike. Sharp, simple, satisfying. He just knew what was on.
Listen, he would have been advised to do that as a kid, and it's obviously etched in his mind now.
Paris Saint-Germain have penetrated for the first time.
Well, I think the next 5 to 10 minutes will call for real focus as the opposition will inevitably react.
That's a chance! And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
Victoria with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. And that has been knocked clear. Oh, that is chance for a shot! And now a sudden chance to counter. Oh, good determined running there, but one back by the defence.
It's admirable, but ultimately he didn't know when to look for support.
Oh, it's a promising build-up, this. Plenty of really nice passing. He won't be happy with that one. Rummenigge. Played out towards the right wing. Yamal looking to get on the end of this. Out of play for a throw. Rijkaard. And it's Olmo. He's played it back.
There will be 1 minute at
And
a
it's
time.
Zanetti. Yamal could try cutting inside here. There's the whistle for half-time. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here. Victoria.
Well, for me, Peter, things have never really got going, but at least this will be a good time to reflect and regroup. I can see a few changes coming, because whatever they've been doing, it just hasn't gelled.
And there's the header! And he's managed to get rid. That has been cut short. Rijkaard. Now it's Van Basten. Yamal is onto this. Oh, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Gerrard, always on the lookout for any signs of danger. Knocks it into space. Zanetti is wide and looking to get onto this. And they win it back again. Plays a sharp little ball here. Gerrard. So, Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, the time has arrived to start taking risks. They may well be happy just to level this. That's exactly what they need to keep doing. Carry on plugging away and eventually you might just get that little break.
This is a really front-footed approach.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it.
Referee's given a throw. Tries to play it through. Now it's Yamal. Oh, facing up to his adversary. This is a formidable matchup. Robertson is always looking to play quality balls. Dani Olmo. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Showing good feet. Has crossed it. He rises! And that would have won it.
Just got too eager there, I think, Peter. Had half an eye on the two-goal cushion. Have beautifully policed that midfield. The opposition have been handcuffed.
Robertson looking for options for movement. Dani Olmo will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent.
They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
Now it's Guirassy, and he's had it nicked away.
Paris Saint-Germain can really think about the precious seconds that took off the clock. No need to overly commit now.
Now it's Guirassy. This looks promising. A lot of space ahead of him.
Time.
Yamal! And kept out by the most... So in the end, one goal did it. An exciting encounter where both sides produced a genuine effort to go on and win it, but neither was able to add to the scoreline in the end.
And a quick
How do
announcement.
you look back
for
on the
benefit
game
of
then, Jim? So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion. The game yet to kick off. The excitement already palpable. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. So we're up and running. Borussia Dortmund have chosen to go 4-3-3. Jim, how do you see it?
Yeah, Peter, you can look at this formation 1 minute and think that it is 4-3-3, and the next time you check it'll be 4-5-1, and it's all to do with whether you've got the ball or not, and the wider attacking players being asked to apply defensive discipline too. When it does turn to a 5 across midfield, then the shape of this team takes on a much tidier, compact defensive look.
And here's Dembele. Can he get it through? Schneider, Mohamed Salah.
For the ultimate model of consistency and longevity, there is the perfect example in front of us.
Javier Zanetti goes on forever, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, that's why they call him the tractor. He just ploughs on and on with boundless energy.
Ernest, the specialist in tearing teams apart. Toria still to register a shot on target. As a matter of fact, a shot of any type. Vitinha. Rummenigge. And this is Mohamed Salah. Nicked it back promptly. Osimhen.
Borussia Dortmund
Applying the press here, a high press.
Yeah, we see this so often these days, but it does demand an awful lot of work rate and, of course, the discipline, because it has to...
Osimhen! Goal! Borussia Dortmund! Calm, composed, confident. What a super goal.
Well, he's a defender's nightmare. You try to send him one way, and he just slips the other.
Borussia Dortmund have fired themselves in front.
Yeah, but I think they all know too well that things are far from done here, and while there's never a good time to be caught out, you definitely don't want it to be now.
And this is Mohamed Salah, and now the breakaway. Beckenbauer. Beckham. And here's Dembele. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. Rummenigge, and the finish! And he hits the net! And once more we are all square. You score, we score!
Well, that's so refreshing. They went a goal down, and you never would have guessed it. Their reaction has been emphatic.
The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
Victoria grabbed the equaliser, and we're all square. Decent chance! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
Borussia Dortmund with the corner, they're first. Schneider with the short one. It's a really well-measured ball.
2 added minutes has been indicated.
Schneider with the cross. And the header is disappointing in the end.
That's good play. Plenty of targets in the penalty area and plenty of movement too.
This possibly the last play of the half. Schneider goes short. Schneider's cross, terrific header! And that is going to be the final action of the first half. So it's all squared. Neither side has been able to make a telling difference, but it hasn't been for the lack of trying. So your views on the first half?
Victoria will be pretty happy with the way they've performed so far. They remain calm after going behind, and they were able to raise the intensity, get their equaliser. So this isn't bad at all.
So in they come for the break with nothing to separate them. The score 1-1. And we're already back up and running after half-time. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Cannavaro. Beckenbauer. Now it's Mohamed Salah. Oh, cracking ball. Mateus. And here's Dembele. He's on it, can he get away? Vitinha plays it forward. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other.
Well, the box was just so congested there, Peter. There was absolutely no space to work with.
And they can counter here. Oh, nicely intercepted. Zanetti. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look. Can he finish? Goal! Victoria! And the comeback is complete. Just so calm under pressure, and he managed to fashion a fine finish.
Well, at one stage, he was being body-checked, Peter, and then the next minute, it's in the back of the net. That's wonderful striking.
Victoria take the lead.
Well, they've done the hard part now, Peter. Can they cling on, or even better, can they get another?
Zanetti. Back into the middle.
Borussia Dortmund really are going about things in the right fashion, Peter. It's great to see.
They're coming again and again.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it.
That pass isn't the best.
Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they just simply want to engage the counter-attack. Keep calm and carry on. That's the job in a nutshell now.
And he's surging through. Cannavaro did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Looking to pass their way through. And it's Snyder. Not much time now for anything fresh to happen, I think.
There will be 1 minute
Borussia
added
Dortmund
time.
really don't have a choice now. They just have to throw everything forward and give themselves a chance.
Great chance! Oh, he's really drilled it. That's that, the end. They are pumped. Boy, they're pumped. A tough win earned through the power of will, and this place is bouncing. Rummenigge
And a
taking
quick
in the
reminder today
accolades,
to
having
please
been named
take
man
all
of the
without
match,
bins
and
located
deservedly
by the
so.
entrance gates. Thank you very much for your
Well,
cooperation.
from behind, Jim, that is some win, isn't it?
This has been a very composed response when trailing. There was no sense of...
Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie.
Hello, everybody,
The fans have
and
pulled
welcome
out
to
all the
today's
stops
match.
to make this a monumental occasion. Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up and we'll be getting underway very soon. So it's away we go then. They do appear, Jim Beglin, to be going with a 5-3-2 formation.
Well, it's an attempt, Peter, to put a solid bedrock in place and negotiate the game from there. If they can absorb what comes towards their box in the early stages, then the midfield can begin looking for more of the possession and can start thinking about a more probing influence on the contest. It all depends on keeping their goal intact, so they won't have to open up and indulge in taking risks at the other end.
Oh, good spread. Played into the box.
What a letdown when you've got such presence and movement.
Knocks it into space.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
Kokchu plays a sharp little ball here.
Well, both teams are proceeding with caution, but there's plenty of time to wait for some attacking purpose.
He's on it. Can he get away? Pull it. Oh, that pass isn't the best. Oliver Kahn, a huge man with a huge presence and a big, big voice in the game. Hones! Oh, it's come off the upright. Goal! Victoria! The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
23 minutes is number 7, Furness.
So we have our breakthrough.
Yeah, and just as the manager's been reminding his players, this is the time where they can't afford to let their focus slip.
Caught offside that time. Stojkovic. Pull it. Alex Stojkovic. Inter trying to orchestrate a breakaway here by the looks of it.
Well, I would say that this is probably the easiest way to play the game, because you try and absorb in numbers defensively, and then you look to hit it with a long ball quickly on the counter-attack.
He's gone for goal! Rummenigge! Truly a man who will pass the test of time! Sumptuous finish, an absolute joy! A quite incredible spell. They are flying. So that's 2 now without reply.
The turning of the screw comes to mind, Peter. They've got them where they want them.
Oh, this looks sharp. Stojkovic. Well seen. Saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
Tries to play it through. That's been slipped through. Tries a shot! Rummenigge! That is just brilliant! That is a gem! An absolute gem! They are really purring here, and they have extended their lead in the blink of an eye.
Well, a 1-2 is easier to pull off than most dribbles, and I think we've just seen the proof.
And he's done it again. He's got his second. And that's it. So just time for me to say thanks to Jim for his wisdom and to wish you all a very good evening.
Hello everybody, and please join me in wishing a happy wedding anniversary for one of our fan club members.
Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours,
Hello,
it might not
everybody,
feel
and
like
welcome
that.
to today's
The stadium
match.
is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. We have already started here.
Well, just when you think you've got Eden Hazard, Peter, he opens up another box of tricks entirely.
And that's the thrill about him, isn't it? Every time you come and watch him play, he seems to come up with more and more surprises.
Well, I mean, that's the key to the job, isn't it? Find a different way of doing the same thing, and that...
Jonas! What a wonderful goal!
Well, talk about a real rude awakening. It's almost as if the defence saw nothing coming. They just didn't anticipate, on heels rather than toes.
Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
Well, that's not the best attempt by the keeper, and he's just paid the ultimate price, hasn't he?
Banners!
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. Passing nice and neat. And he welcomes it in. And he's gone looking for safety. Rummenigge. Ernest. So just the one early goal to report so far. And the score is 1-0. And this is Batistuta. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Passing is crisp and sharp. Rummenigge.
This is the time you need that pace.
Yeah, that does look a foul. Referee's given a free kick. Looking for options for movement. Ernest. Rijkaard. No question, this is the man you want to get onto the end of things. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Rijkaard. Mateus. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. And this is Mohamed Salah. Victoria are seeing a lot of the ball and have a 1-0 lead to show for it. Floated through. Too much on it, and that is an easy claim for the keeper. Rummenigge. Koundé, nicely aimed pass. Ernest. Oh, it's Batistuta. Now this could be a chance. Hazard. Mateus. And Koundé.
Victoria really should be happy to let this half run out now and go again second.
And it's Azar. Now it's Batistuta. Victoria have a free kick. Oh, that's a booking, always looked it. Zanetti engages and forces him off the ball. Xavi Alonso. He's a sharp little ball here. Oh, he's been cornered! It is a fantastic goal! That is a gem! An absolute gem! And there we have it, the two-goal cushion.
Has been indicated.
It was casual, it was careless, and it has proven costly.
Yeah, they've only got themselves to blame. Mistakes in those areas are very punishable.
Victoria are now luxuriating in a two-goal lead.
The turning of the screw comes to mind, Peter. They've got them where they want them.
And there's the end of the first half.
Fully merit this lead and are right on course for a real upset, and as yet no signs of shying away.
Victoria
Just a quick
are
announcement.
heading into the
We'd
break,
like to inform
very
you
happy
that
with how it's gone so
CCTV
far.
is now in operation for your safety.
Substitution.
Whistle goes, and we start the second half. Schlotterbeck calmly anticipates. Hazard. Oh, it's a promising build-up, this. Plenty of really... And Batistuta! It's run loose. Who's going to get there? And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Batistuta really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
Borussia Dortmund with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. Cannavaro getting this one clear. Robertson, and it's Rijkaard. And it's Xavi Alonso. Vitinha. Rummenigge has an approach to the game which is pretty much shoot on sight. Early stages of the second half, and still two between them. Robertson. Hazard. So we've reached the hour mark. That's a risky ball, you've got to say. Howson. Cannavaro. Mateus. Looking to pass their way through. Oh, really cute. And there's the shot! And that was probably asking just too much.
Oh, he's usually such a good finisher.
Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
That's a sharp pass. Rummenigge. Chance for a shot! And it's there! And they are tearing the opposition apart here. Simply breathtaking stuff. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Victoria are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. And that gets things running.
Well, this 4-4-2 formation is often used in the modern era defensively. But it used to be the gold standard of formations a generation or so ago, Peter. And it does allow the fullbacks to...
Great chance! Oh, the ball's come loose here. He's missed, but not by that far.
Well, to put it this way, he's probably made better decisions.
And we have our very first corner. Big header! And that was very necessary. And now a sudden chance to counter. And this is Zola. Oh, well cut out. No margin for error there at all. Pepe. Salah.
Peter, we're about to see how good Lilian Thuram is. Besides being physically imposing and quick, he's very intelligent and usually that crucial split second ahead of everybody else.
Yeah, fabulous reader of the game.
And pretty much got it all.
And this is Dembele. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. There could be trouble here. Doué! It's in! A momentary lapse exploited with glee.
Well, you've got to give him credit for pressing so quickly there.
So the first goal of the game.
Well, this will present the manager with a few interesting options, Peter. Try sitting on this or push on with the opposition now forced to come out.
Now it's Doué, and it's Tonali. Doué. And this is the real chance! And he was there to get a vital touch.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
It's their second corner of the game. Oh, he's hit the bar! Goal! Again, in a trice, and they are soaring! Thuram duly reaps his reward, kept his cool whilst the defence lost their bearings.
Yeah, he showed great reactions there. Right place, right time, easy pickings.
So that's two now without reply.
To be expected.
And the finish! And it's there! They are really purring here, and they have extended their lead in the blink of an eye. And that's it. And with that, it's time for me to thank Jim Beglin and to wish you a very good evening. Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography,
Hello,
the
everybody,
camaraderie.
and welcome
The
to
fans have
today's
pulled out
match.
all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. So that's got things underway. They appear to be shaping up in a 4-4-2 formation.
Well, what I like about this system, Peter, is the way in which both central midfielders have to work in tandem. If one opts to go forward, the other sits, and when one moves either side to snuff out an attack, the other will hold the central ground. Communication is obviously vital to make it a success, but this team knows what it's doing, and I think we're going to see that reflected.
And now they can clear their lines. Now it's Shevchenko. Now try to spin that positively. I certainly can't. Well read, nice interception. Iwobi. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Now Franco Baresi, still to this day the ultimate benchmark for anyone. Shot, surely! It's loose, and there's a race for the ball. And it's Kutchu. This looks... Shoots! Well, the ball's come loose here. And that's definitely not his best. Brilliantly cut out. That's a sharp pass. Now it's Mohamed Salah. Now, can they get him away? Rummenigge is... And the shot! Goal! Victoria! And Victoria are in front! The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Victoria are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
So the first goal of the game.
Yeah, and just as the manager's been reminding his players, this is the time where they can't afford to let their focus slip.
Kukçu is always looking to break lines. And this is Shevchenko. 30 minutes gone. Mohamed Salah. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. And the score is 1-0. Now it's Mohamed Salah. No, that's been intercepted. Mateus, who's set up one goal so far. Can he get on the end of this?
Victoria really should be happy to let this half run out now and go again second.
Oh, that's a very decent ball now. Rijkaard.
They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
And this is Mohamed Salah. Oh, he's bustling through. Real chance! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it.
What a cracking save from the keeper. That may turn out to be a pivotal moment.
Totti. Totti! Oh, and with that, the half-time whistle goes. There's been no shortage of industry or intent thus far. A little inspiration and inventiveness, perhaps the only things lacking. Reflections on the first half?
Well, I'm a little bit worried for them and the way they've looked in transitions, Peter. They've been a bit exposed, so they might be only one down, but they can't afford to have any more sloppy moments. Concede another, and we know it's an awful long way back.
Victoria leading 1-0 at the break. And hostilities have resumed at the start of the second half. Victoria, a solitary goal. That has been the crucial difference. Now it's Totti. A header! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Shevchenko clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
And we have our very first corner. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. He's having a shot! And kept out by the most elastic of saves.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
It's their second corner of the game. They've played it short, and he's picked it up out wide. Kukçu is flagged offside. Oh, easy pickings there. Hernes quietly revving up. Passing is crisp and sharp. Shevchenko. All the way through, so back it comes. He's in a great position here.
That's exactly what they need to keep doing. Carry on plugging away, and eventually you might just get that little break.
They're coming again and again.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it.
And here's Shevchenko. Your impression so far, Jim?
They're ahead, but they're not playing as if they are. There seems to be more of an emphasis on protecting their lead than adding to it. It's all gone a little timid.
Shot a goal! They've scored! And look what it means to them. This is a position of genuine strength now. And that really is so impressive.
I'm not making any apologies, but I was willing him to supply the finish, and he came up trumps.
So that's two now without reply.
Well, now's the time you can afford to be more daring, Peter. It may be tempting to sit on this, but I'd say go and grab a third.
Corner number 3 coming up. Cook-Chu with the short one. Great chance! It's in! Just one goal in it now! Game on! Just gorgeous, the most glorious, delicious of touches, followed up with an unerring finish.
Speed of thought, speed of action. That's another really clever finish. Well, we have a very different game on our hands now, all of a sudden. This one's totally up for grabs.
Cook-Chu threads one in, and it's played in.
Well, there's plenty to like about this approach. Get your head down, keep battling away, and eventually things might change for you.
And he's intervened well there. It's a pretty loose pass. Mohamed Salah. Now Hoeneß. He's a sharp little ball here. And the assistant referee has his flag raised for offside. Five minutes left on the clock. Another pass just keeps it ticking over. There's the shot! And that looked awkward, but he had a good crack at it.
Well, he's never the sort to doubt his own capabilities. Always fancies himself, no matter what the situation.
I think we're just about done here.
Victoria really
There will be
wanted
5
that
minutes
two-goal
added
cushion,
time.
but it wasn't to be. Still, they should be able to see it out from here.
And he's managed to get free. Rummenigge proves just a little bit too strong. Takes a shot! Cleared without complication. Now that looks a decent ball. Shevchenko. Victoria proudly puff out their chests in victory. They know that was a battle. They know it could so easily have gone the other way. And they are clearly so happy to have won it. Rummenigge voted man of the match, and deservedly so.
Is now on sale in the stadium hall.
Any reflections on what you've seen, Jim?
Victoria really were very...
Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie.
Hello,
The
everybody,
fans
and
have pulled out
welcome to
all the
today's
stops to
match.
make this a monumental occasion. Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. There's the whistle. Pepe becomes the latest member of the 300 club. Another feather in his cap in what has become a fine career.
Well, Peter, I can't attest to this personally, not having made it to that many appearances myself, but you only need to look around to see not just how much it means to him, but everyone that's here and beyond. This is a huge moment.
And it's Salah. And he cuts out the supply. Rummenigge. Nicely shaped ball. Dink through. David Villa! Hernes. Rummenigge. And it's Vitinha. And no, that was never going to make it. But it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
He's in a great position here. Threads one in. That's a nicely shaped ball. David Villa. Oh, what has happened here? Nice control. Villa's cross. Defending of the desperate variety. Now, can they get him away? And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Pele. And he has slightly undercooked that one.
Barcelona clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
Now it's Puskas. It's Pele! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Barcelona with their first corner. The first in the game for either side, actually. Victoria are looking to go forward now. He's going to be disappointed with that. Zanetti goes on a charge down the left. That is ended up in no man's land. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Nicely weighted ball. Looking to play him in. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Pele. Pele! Oh, it's come loose. Rummenigge is someone with real dynamite in his boots. The ball has bounced loose now. Oh, no joy this time. That's really well cleared. Oh, there's a probing ball. Good ball, good take. And the half-time whistle goes. It hasn't been a bad watch, not by any means. The intensity levels are there. We've just lacked that telling breakthrough moment. Some first-half thoughts?
Well, simply
Please
put,
take this
Peter,
opportunity
they
to
haven't
pay a
been
visit
good
to
enough
our
to
official
trouble the
store, where
opposition.
memorabilia
They
from today's
need to
match
play
are
with
now
more courage
available.
in the second half and a lot more intent.
So we reach the halfway point, and neither side have yet been able to force the issue. It's 0-0. And we are already promptly back underway.
Well, I suppose from a defensive perspective, Peter, neither manager can be too unhappy. I just wonder which team is going to up the ante first.
Now it's Villa. Xabi Alonso delivers.
Been there, done that, unfortunately. You immediately want to have another go. Believe me on that.
Puskas. Looking for options for movement. It's Pele! Superb from Pele! Well, no goalkeeper would keep that out. It really was a bullet.
And I think he's even surprised himself, Peter, in how well he caught that.
Barcelona have fired themselves in front.
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender, and he's done it again.
Finding their passes. Mohamed Salah being hunted in packs.
Yeah, and what they've got to realise, Peter, is that they won't get away with excessive force for long, so they're running a fine line now. Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Costa Curta. Now it's Villa. Your impression so far, Jim?
Victoria are not doing enough to get themselves back in the game. They're not as threatening as their opposition. It's got to change.
Aimed in towards... Oh, what a climb! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Mateus. Vitinha. Hernes. Of course, a dribbler of outlandish ability. Now it's Pele. Well seen. Saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
Just about up to 75 minutes. Well timed, excellent interception. Opts for safety. Costa Curta. Plays a sharp little ball here. Pele! It's hit the crossbar. And that would have been game, set and match.
Well, for me, he seems to be playing with a lot more zest now.
Substitution in
He
progress.
does look the most likely to grab that second goal cushion.
That's a cute ball. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. There's a look and place it forward. Well, that looks a decent ball. Oh, what a ball! Oh, he did the hard part right, but fluffed the finish.
Mateus has every reason to be disappointed after being played in so well. The gaffer won't let him forget that.
And it's hoisted clear. Victoria have got it back and they'll have another go.
I thought it was going to happen then. How many more chances can they realistically expect now?
Real chance! He's got a goal! Tying minutes and we're all square again.
After 90
Another
minutes,
moment of magic, a real wow moment.
Oh, what a finish. I mean, an instinctive finish at that, and he probably didn't even have time to think about it too much.
All square again. And a chance! Oh, that's incredible! And that may just do it! And that was as close to certain as can be.
Messi really can't believe his luck. He was allowed so much room when he should have been boxed in.
Victoria were involved in a great game here, unpredictable in so many ways, but in the end they fell just short. Effort unrewarded. And after all of that,
Please
Jim,
make
what are
sure
you
to watch
thinking?
the screen for
Victoria
information
just may have
bulletin
felt
from the
a
re-
little...